What's up, YouTube? Um, Sorry I'm so late, but we'll get right into it. We got a radio to make. Let me just get the harnesses and stuff I need. And then let me get this out of the way. Let me get the radio. Alright, YouTube. So on today's stream, I'm going to be looking at the Kenwood. Sorry, let me switch that. Go. Let me actually get rid of myself. Nope, don't want that. Okay. So we got the Kenwood here. This is the DMX9708s, and in this box comes the following items. So you're going to get a USB-C to USB-C extension. So keep that in mind. This is not USB-A. USB-C, you're going to get the microphone. You have to run this mic. So for this radio, you have to run this mic. There are 4 screws. There are 2 types of screws. There are the flathead, pan head, and flathead screws. So you're going to use either or. It doesn't matter in this case for the TL. You have your primary power harness. This also has the speed wire and the camera power pinned. So this is 3 extra pins right here. We'll cover that in a second. We have the USB-C to USB-A adapter. So this plugs into the back of the radio, give you an extension, and then your USB-C adapter plugs into here to give you a USB-A port if you need USB-A. Then we have our GPS antenna. This is the actual antenna here. This does not have to go on top of the car or outside the car. You can leave this in the dash as long as it has a direct view to the windshield. So what I mean by that is, hold on, let me get my USB camera. One sec. This is a perfect time to use this guy. Let me make sure I don't burn myself here. I don't burn the camera. Okay. So let me open this up. Let me put USB camera. Hold on. It's being done. Okay. So in the car, people think you have to put the antenna like here or something. That's not the case. You could literally, I've seen people put the antenna in the corner. How's the light? Yeah. So you put it in the corner. I've seen people do that. Not necessary. You can literally, when you go to do your radio install, pull this out and throw it in here somewhere underneath the dash. It just can't have any metal in between the antenna and the dash. That's what it's going to come down to. So you can put that antenna anywhere you want. This plate will stick, and then this is supposed to be magnetic so that it holds on. This honestly has double-sided tape. I would just stick this somewhere in the dash, call it a day. You can put it right against the vents. It'll work no problem. This little thing here you're not even going to use in your 2004, 2008 Acura TL. You get these keys that you're not going to use either, and then your owner's manual. And then I'm actually just going to take the radio out for a second. I want to show you the ports on the back. So this is a slimmer chassis radio, chassis, whatever you want to call it. It's not a full-size double DIN. This is what the keys are for. The keys will unlock this casing. I don't want to get too involved with this radio. I just want to show you the ports on the back. So it's inside this metal sleeve. You're just going to slide it out real simple, real easy. What I want to talk to you about here are these ports. I'm just going to grab a little pointer tool. So GPS antenna, you're definitely going to hook up. That was the GPS antenna that's right here. This has a gray connector. It slides right into there. iDataLink IF, you're not going to hook up. I can't read what that says. I think that's an iDataLink connection as well. You're not going to hook anything up. This is for SiriusXM. That's up to you. You didn't get the SiriusXM thing. We don't sell it, so I doubt you would even get it. But if you want SiriusXM, you need to buy the tuner. It plugs into here. Here's where your microphone plugs in. Here are your rear inputs. So these RCAs right here are going to plug into rear, left and right, front, and then the last is subwoofer. This has video aux in. That's through this port right here. The AXWC, you see there is no port here. It would make sense for you to think that the AXWC harness will plug into here, but it does not. That's for iDataLink. It also does not plug into here. That's for the microphone, even though it does plug in. That will actually plug into this brown plug, which will be on the harness already plugged in. So don't get confused. This is iDataLink. This is for your microphone. This is the microphone right here. It's going to plug into there. And we have the primary power connector, which is going to plug in here. This was audio in. There is one video port that's covered. Oh, it says not connect. So I assume it was an RCA. I'm actually not even about to check that out. But it says NC, which means no connect. You can see right there. I assume it was for a different camera input because this has video out, video in, front camera, rear camera, and a third camera. So you can run multiple cameras with this. And then it also has a dash cam integration. Oh, the last thing I didn't show you was the antenna. And then the face of the radio you saw in the box. So I'm not going to unravel this anymore. Hold on a second. I just want to make sure that we wrap this correctly. I'm not sure how to wrap it, so that I'm just gonna do the good old-fashioned wraparound. Okay, throw this back in the box. Make sure we put it the right way. There you go. And then it goes facing up to prevent any damage when shipping. And then this goes over it. Oh, sorry, no. This went over it here. Make sure it didn't get damaged. The higher end radios, they package even more and more with better stuff, so stuff doesn't get damaged. Then we gotta make sure anything we took out we put back in. So USB-C goes here. Okay, and your screws, want to make sure you don't lose any of those. So that covers the radio. Now we're going to work on the harness. All right. Actually, before we work on the harness, I want to jump to the computer and show you something real quick. So this has the ability for you to add a dash camera. So click it in the wrong place. Let me get my keyboard. Because this is a higher end radio, so it has more integration. Kenwood DMX9708s. This is the radio we're looking at. So if we scroll down here, sometimes they link what's available here. Mounting sleeves, microphone. Oh yeah, I didn't cover the HDMI and USB. So let me see if I could just get a picture of the back to show you, because I didn't cover it. It's up here. So this screw comes off, and inside there is the HDMI and USB-C connectors. I didn't cover that. I apologize. I didn't even notice. It's when you go to plug it in that you realize. This has wireless CarPlay, so even if you don't hook this up, you can still get to CarPlay, but the USB port and the HDMI port are behind this screw. Let me see if I can get you that in the manual. Is there anything here we didn't cover? No, it's a pretty standard. Turning on the unit, adjusting the volume. Usually all the connection stuff is towards the bottom. Oh, sorry, I want to see that about the camera. Where did it go? Switching the guideline, camera off, switching the angle, camera. Settings, parking guidelines. You can camera interruption adjustments, camera assignments, review camera. Okay, sorry, I'm just reading, trying to see what kind of what you lost. Oh, okay, no, I thought you lost Mike. There we go. This is the part number I was looking for. So this is the Kenwood dash cam. Oh, hold on. There was a Crutchfield link. Kenwood doesn't have the best website. All right, so here's the Kenwood dash cam. That's compatible with that radio, and it plugs in into that port. So like basically, or are these the settings you need to follow? Yeah, okay. Oh wow, that's cool. It will tell you. So there's alert warnings, G sensor, motion detection. Oh, that's pretty good resolution for our camera. But yeah, this camera will plug right into the radio, so you don't need to run any wires or anything to your glove box or anything. It's just going to plug right into the camera. This is the connectors that are on the back. So there was this connection here, dash cam. Okay, then the other thing I wanted to look at was all the actual connections on the back. Okay, so now we're starting to get to it. Okay, so this is what I want to look at. Hold on one second. Make sure you can see that. Nope, all you see is a white screen. Okay, there we go. Let me move that so you can see. Actually, I need to move my computer so you can see. Okay. So we covered that. That's the primary wire. This has a lot of stuff you don't really need to know about with like how to hook up wires and stuff. I'm going to take care of all that right now. This is what we care about, these components here that are labeled. So we covered the microphone, dash camera is component number 2. So let me move this over so you can see. Oh, I keep doing that, sorry. Okay. So here is what you want to see. All right. Okay, and then we covered the microphone. The dash camera is port 2. 3 is for your factory amp. 4, pretty standard. 5, we're not going to do. 6, you're not going to worry about. 7, you're not going to worry about. 8, third camera. Okay. So yeah, there's the USB connection. And like I was saying, it's going to go USB-C into the actual screen, and then your adapter, and then your USB-A device. So this is how you would connect an iPhone if you want to do what? This is for video? Yeah, if you want to do the HDMI video for the screen, you would need a lightning adapter, and then you can connect the HDMI port and the USB-C port at the same time. It tells you all the adapters you would need. That's a little complex to get video, but hey, if you want to do video from your iPhone, you can definitely do it. This is what I wanted to also show you for the camera. For the connected camera, but then there is one other thing that I need to look for. Those 2 camera wires were covered earlier, but we didn't really go over them. So the other, all right, there's one wire you're not going to hook up. I'm going to cover that wire first. That's going to be the speed sense. So that S-Sense wire right here, you're not going to hook this up. It's going to stay in your harness. The little white thing is going to stay there. You're just not going to touch it. You're not going to hook it up. It's speed sense. You have speed sense available, but don't hook it up. It's just going to give you problems. The other 2 wires that I want to let you know about are the camera wires, which I can't seem to find. Black, green, white. Here we go. And it tells you, I think someone mentioned in the chat, that this is the cam. You can, for cam, negative cam positive is an optional accessory camera. Um, let me see what camera it suggests and how it's supposed to plug in. Okay. So this is just a backup camera power, which is what I figured what it would be. But basically, it lets you hook up the wires there. So if we go into the manual for this thing, does it say camera, extension cord, power cord, accessory power? What about, does it say anything about connecting to a Kenwood stereo? No. It might, but I'm reading too fast. Okay. What other one did they mention in the manual? A CMOS 3XX. Okay, so this was a 230. Oh, this was 230. So we need a 3 something. CMOS 320. Okay. So this one should have, yeah, here we go. So these are the matching cam wires for that. And it's to change the view of this camera. So this camera has a multi-view, and these wires will let you change the view of the camera, which is not what I thought at all. So I had that wrong. I just want to make sure I'm right, that that's what it's for, before I tell you the wrong thing. Hi. Okay, that really didn't have much info. Let's see here. Camera with bracket, grommet, CMOS 320 power cord. Okay, installing the camera, displaying the camera as a rear view camera, refer to page as a front camera, adjust the camera rectangle with a furnace screw. Installing the switch unit, clean, still side adhesive, okay, connections. This is what I want to see. Okay, cam positive and negative. This is a generic install. Is there one for a specific Kenwood installation? No, but okay. It makes sense though. Sorry to drag that on, but I just wanted to show you all the little things available for that radio. So like once you get in higher end, you can do more integration. That's what that dash cam's for. And then the wire harness has those 2 cam wires, and that's what they're for, so that you can connect power in there. The speed sense wire is the pink wire. Let me just show you in front of me because there's no need to show you on the computer anymore. So let me switch the screen. We'll get the harness out of here. So this has a couple of long wires that we're going to trim down. This green and this purple white we're going to trim down. These are the cam wires I was telling you about, and now you saw what they're for. They're for that cam accessory. It's to switch the multi-point. I think this is just power and ground, honestly, is what I think it is, but I'm not 100% sure. I have not verified. You're not going to hook them up, so just leave them as is. I'm going to leave them in the harness. This is the important one. You want to make sure you don't cut this. You leave this alone. I'm going to leave it taped outside of the harness and just wrapped around. Then, like I said, purple, white is reverse. I'm going to trim this down, leave it outside the harness. This I'm going to connect to the parking brake bypass. And that's really it. All the other wires are pretty self-explanatory. Do you want me to take the extra wires out? Yo, what's up, Casey? Okay, yeah, the 230 is just a generic backup camera, so you can just install it like normal. But do you want me to leave your speaker wires in or take them out? Normally I take them out so you don't have a mess of wires, but it's up to you. These are the pairs of speaker wires. You're not going to use them in your install, but like let's say you ever want to use this radio in a different car for whatever reason, you might need these. If you don't have these, you'll need to rebuy this plug. It's like $20. So it's up to you. Just let me know, Spark, if you want me to take them out or not. In the meantime, I'm just going to prep the other wires. Okay, you got it. Okay, for your backup camera install, do you want it to always be on, or do you want it to just be on when you're in reverse, because then I'll leave you a little power here, because I'll leave you like a red lead for you to connect the camera to later on. Because basically the camera, normally the way it works is, okay, all right, cool, all right, yeah, you know what you're doing, man. So I'll leave just reverse out. All right, so I'm gonna pin these real quick. Come on. Oh, this thing's being annoying. Come on, man. Don't make me look bad on video, man. There we go. All right. You know what I'll do is I'll send these in the box, so you could just add them at any point. You could just put them back. I should have taken a picture before for you, but as long as you have them, you can Google how to put them back. All right, so now we're going to add our bypass, which is the first thing we're going to do. Then we'll wire everything else. I'm actually going to keep this. That will go in the trash, the park and brake wire. You don't need it. All right, so let's get to stripping. So we're going blue to blue white, black to black, and green to light green. Oh, for those of you guys watching, we're making a wiring harness for a customer who bought a radio. The radio is the 9708s. That's why I was going over all the little features and stuff that are available, because this is a higher end radio, so it has more integration parts or like things that can be connected to it. So now we're jumping to the wiring. So like I said, blue to blue white. And we got green or lime green, light green to dark green. And then our blacks are going together. All right, then for the steering wheel controls, something we need to do is to connect our brown wire here. This will, here's blue yellow. This cannot automatically program. So normally when you go to program your steering wheel, let me take you there because I could actually show you. So when you go to program the steering wheel controls, right, you're going to hold volume up as soon as you start the radio, turn on the car. So you're going to turn the key, hold volume up. The black box, which is right over here. Actually, I didn't get one out yet, but what the hell? How's there nothing in there? Okay, sorry about that. So the black box, the steering wheel control adapter, you want to be looking at it when you turn the key, because when you turn the key, this will flash. It's going to start flashing red and green. Red like here. You're going to hold the volume up as it's flashing. It's going to continue to flash, continue to flash. It's going to flash green a bunch of times. It's going to flash red a bunch of times. Eventually, it's going to go solid red. When it's solid red, the whole time you've been holding volume up, you can now let go and now make sure that the radio is on a radio station or something, and then you can do volume up and volume down, previous, next, and mode. These you have to wiretap wires to get them to work underneath this shroud if you want to do that, and then manually program this. If this doesn't program, the whole reason why I'm telling you about it is because if this doesn't program, it has a reset button. So right here, this isn't the reset button. This is. And you can hear that if I switch my camera. Hold on. Okay. Right. Oh, sorry. Right here. You hear that? That's the reset button. You're going to hold it. 1, 2, 3. Not yet. So that's only if it doesn't program all the way. You only hold the reset button for 3 seconds for this to start flashing red and green again, and you hold volume up on the steering wheel. If you need to change the radio type, you're going to hold volume down on the steering wheel. It's going to go solid red, and then you can change the radio type. Correct. Select twice volume up for Kenwood, then hold volume down, and it'll leave it set up in place. So hopefully that doesn't happen though. It just should auto program. I want to say the Kenwoods are like 60% that it's going to auto program. I usually do get a phone call. Hey, I bought the DMX9708s, or I bought this one, and the steering wheel controls didn't auto program. Usually they don't auto program because people turn on the key and then they want to listen to the radio. So then they start messing with the radio and forget to hold volume up. And if you don't hold volume up, it won't know what to do and it won't program correctly. So just remember to hold volume up and you'll be all set. Mailman should be here soon, so he's going to interrupt. That's okay. I have all his stuff ready. This is going out UPS, so I'll let you know what UPS says when I go to ship it, how long it says it'll take. Yeah, exactly. That Kenwood was messed up, which made for a terrible video. But I did get to explain the whole Kenwood thing. Yeah, man. Sometimes, like, the cards you get for videos just aren't the best. But those are the people. Those are the customers. You feel me? Like, you can't do anything about it. Those are your customers. But like, that happened with that install, and then it happened with another video for a TL when we were doing a radio upgrade, and I was like filming, and I was trying to get on an 09 TL, the heated seats buttons had to come off to swap the radio. So I was trying to do that, and the guy's car was just so dirty that the buttons were just like lodged in there in between dust of different things. Okay. All right, we need to take the right wire out of here real quick. So we're going to use gray red. So that means we got to take gray blue out. Yep, came out nice and clean. Let's get some zip ties. I need to remake that video. Yeah, it was like some random radio he had in the car he was trying to reinstall, and unfortunately I couldn't get the steering wheel controls to work. Okay, where's the main plug? Let me get that out of the way. Oh, come on. All right, right now I'm connecting my steering wheel control harness. This is for the AXWC. Depending on which one you're using, it's going to require different connections. Usually though, it's always power, ground, and the signal coming from the steering wheel adapter. People seem to get tied up on the Maestro. So this keeps happening. It doesn't keep happening, but I will mention it. People get caught up on the Maestro. So if you look up the Maestro for a 2008 Acura TL, it says they have a steering wheel control option. The steering wheel control option says that it will keep the call control buttons. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Maestro. Okay. So if I go on the screen, right, I go to Maestro. I did link Maestro. Nothing against Maestro. I think they make great stuff. They just haven't spent time on making stuff for your Acura yet. So if I look at Acura and I look up a 2008 TL, I know yours is a '05, but I'm just saying because this is the information that they'll put up. And then I say, see, it says steering wheel control retention. So I choose that. It tells me to use the SW. And then I'm just going to say that we're doing a Boss Radio. Boss Radio, a BE9 ACP. And yeah, I want to keep my steering wheel controls. I want to see the install guide. So OS one have nav. They look the same to me. What's the difference? Oh, a Type S or a base? Yeah, Type S base because blue and red LEDs. So we'll go with oh no, this has navigation. There you go. Okay. This one has navigation. I couldn't see the extra little two buttons. So let me make sure I download the right one. Okay, but here's the instructions, right? And then, oh my God, this isn't even good. It just tells me which connector or which pin. Okay, no, yeah, it tells me behind the radio, and then it tells me the Bluetooth, and then when you go to programming, it'll show you that it can basically. Sorry, I'm like rambling here. The Maestro SW says, "Hey, connect the wire behind the radio, which is what we're doing right here, and then connect the wire to your HFL. Your HFL is up in the overhead console. If you connect both those wires, you can get the steering wheel controls for volume up, volume down, previous, next, and mode to work, and you can get your call control buttons to work. You could do that with the access also. You just have to manually program it. It's just they don't advertise it that way, but it's possible as well. So you don't need to get the Maestro to do that. You could just do it with the AXWC, but Maestro is very good at marketing that, and Metro has not bothered to. But it is possible. All right, cool. So now let's twist these together. Oh, come on, bro. Why are they barking? What are they barking at? Sorry, guys, one sec. What the hell's that noise? I don't even know. Sorry, guys, the baby's sleeping, and then the dogs want to bark for no reason. They're going to wake her up, and I can't tell what outside is making them act up. I don't see who's making the noise. Hold on, I got to go shut them up. What are you guys barking at? Why are you even over there? Get over here. Is this open? Yeah, the dogs bark like they would like stop in the tree. Well, maybe Bacon would. I think Bacon would, but my other dog barks like he would stop someone. Wow, if you actually walked in here, he would just greet you. Okay. Do you have an idea if you can wire? Yeah, they just start talking to each other. No, there's like a car outside who's doing like landscaping, and I guess they must have dropped something or something really loud. Like I heard it. I don't know if you guys picked it up on the mic, but I heard something really loud. That must have woke them up because they were sleeping in the front near the window. So they probably woke up scared and then just started barking and then just kept barking because they kept hearing the noise. But it's crazy how close that noise sounds when it's like two houses away. But anyways, let's continue here. So the Kenwood has 2 blue wires, so we're gonna match to those 2 blue wires. That's super important. Blue to blue, and then light blue. I mean, blue with a white stripe to this connector here. And KC, I'm not sure if you can, man. I'll look at the cable reel. I don't think you can. If I remember correctly, it's different. The connectors are different, so you would need to have a. Yeah, I did look into it. Because I was like, oh, could I bridge wires here, and how could I make a video about bridging wires? And they're different because one has a 20 pin and the other one has a 16 pin. I'll show you after I finish this. So I don't think so. I think you could just rewire yourself. Yeah, they do bark at everything, which is okay. They're dogs, but like they just for some reason won't bark all day. But as soon as the baby goes down for a nap, as soon as she goes down. All right, so I think I cut enough sleeves. I just like to be sure. All right, so remember we have separate blues, so this is getting sleeved separately than this. And then the blacks are getting the thicker connector, I mean the thicker sleeve. Gray is getting the lighter sleeve. And then red. And then orange. You know what just gave me an idea? That Kenwood camera that we were looking at that has the multi-view, I'm gonna buy one and do a little bit more research on it. Because a lot of Acuras have multi-view, so I wonder if I could adapt the camera, because that controller, I wonder what it changes. Because the logic on the backup camera for the factory ones is like the voltage changes on a certain line to change your view. So like your 2000 and I think the earliest like 2012 Acura MDX has multi-view camera, and it has 3 separate views. It's like wide, like this weird, I guess this is wide, normal, and then like a shortened down view. So see if that's an acceptable replacement. I'll do some Googling later. But all right, let's unite our wires here. So actually we need to strip these real quick, the ones we didn't strip. All right, cool. So let's start with our blues, make sure we don't mix them up because our labels are off. So this is blue, which means this goes to the antenna, which is this blue. And then we have blue-white, which is the amp turn on, which goes to the amp, which is this one. Also, I can't mix them up because I did the bypass earlier, and the bypass goes only to blue-white. We'll do orange-white to orange. Usually the wire's either orange or orange-white, but they mean the same thing. Usually. Back in the day, you did have an orange and an orange-white wire. Because one was the headlights on, and the other one was how bright were the headlights. So you could sync it. But now that's just a setting in the radio usually. Let's just our blacks together. All right, that's doesn't go to anything else, and yellows together, and that's gonna be it for this. Now we gotta hit it all with some solder, which is over here. Nice. The only do to my dash when 3 lines is losing 4 switches. Yeah. I got you. I'm gonna grab an amp so I can show you the settings because I didn't get to do that. before, but that won't, you won't do anything with the radio different. You just got to tune the amp a little bit different. Also, you could turn off the filters and turn on the filters on the radio. We'll cover that also after I finish the harness. Just remind me to cover that filters thing. Damn, bro. She been napping for a little bit. She been napping for like an hour. She getting some good sleep right now. She growing today. To the AR. I don't know if you finished typing your message. What happened, Miguel? Oh, I just haven't got a chance, man. Every day I'm here doing these harnesses. So we actually helped 2 people install in their RDX. So we get some feedback, but I have not finished the video, the dash kit. I'll show you a misprinted one real quick. But it's outside, man. I just haven't gotten to it. Okay, let's shrink this heat shrink. Hopefully I just remember. But Miguel, give me 2 minutes, Miguel, and I will show you what I have. Just gotta heat this heat shrink. The fuck? Okay. All right, so look, this was for the RDX. This was dash kit version 1.0. That's supposed to clip in, and you're supposed to be able to put your 9-inch screen here. But the way this design works, this was touching the top of the dash. So then we had to rework it so the design's gonna look more like this. Hold on, someone's calling. Acura Audio Garage, how can I help you?
How you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm all right. I got a question about one of your products. I'm looking at one of your complete install kits for the Acura TL05 model.
Okay.
And when you get ready to order it, it's for a radio brand. Well, the thing is, my wife went and bought one of these cheaper behind Android radios.
Okay. Where is it from? Where did she get it?
That's a good question.
So she needs to be able to get you. Go ahead. Where'd she get it from?
He ordered it off of, I want to see, the Amazon or eBay.
Okay. If she can get you the link, I can tell you if it'll work. Also, depending how much she spent on it, I could tell you if it'll work right away. Do you know how much she spent on it?
Like $79.
Yeah, so it's probably not going to work. All the radios on eBay or Amazon that will work correctly are around like 120, 115 is where they start.
So it will not work, period.
I'm not 100% sure. If you could send me the link, I can verify for you. But I could tell you just from experience that normally any radio underneath $100 doesn't have all the features you need for it to work right, or to not even necessarily to work right, it's to make your installation easier. Because at the end of the day, you can make any radio work. It's just how hard do you want it to be for yourself.
Right. Okay. So the radio is actually outside. Is there something on the radio that I could look at and tell you?
I'm sorry,
repeat
that.
The radio sitting right here. Actually, I got the radio sitting right here. Is there something I can look at it and tell you about it?
Maybe, but it's gonna have like a weird brand, so like I might not be able to find it that way. That's why it's better with the link, because like if it was like a Pioneer or something, it'll have like a definite model number. But when it's like a weird Amazon or eBay radio, they have like weird brands. So what's the brand, like Joy or Heiko or something? Like it's usually like a weird name.
Continuing the system, continuing into the box as we speak. Yeah, it don't have my name on it. I can tell you it's got a. I can't even tell you how many different pins it's got, but it does have jacks. Where's the paper to it?
Yeah, the really good marketing on those Android radios is like it'll have a bunch of jacks or holes in the back, but when it comes to having the audio ones that you need, it only has two, because they'll have audio in and audio out, so you won't have all the audio ones you need. So I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. So if you could get the link, you could shoot it over to me. You could text the number you called, and then I can let you know for sure. If not, I can find you a radio on eBay or Amazon, so you could exchange that one for the one that will work. I could send you a model that will work from eBay or Amazon. Oh, mailman's here. Then give me 1 second. Get back, get back, get back, get back. Hey, sorry about that. Didn't mean to keep you in the rain. Got a phone call. Okay. It's this one, but this one's kind of heavy. And then these four. So I'll run behind you and bring these. Oh yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Scan that one, and then you got these two. All right, cool. Now I'll follow you. So, all right. Everything else is UPS. Yeah. Sorry, guys, just getting hit from all angles over here. All right, let's see what this guy is saying. Okay, hello?
Yes, I'm actually trying to find a link for you as we speak.
Okay, no problem. I'm just going to put you on hold again for a couple of minutes, all right? Maybe a minute or two.
Okay.
All right, YouTube, while he finds that. Oh, hold on, the dogs are. Yes, you can come this way, sir. So while he finds that, I got to tape this. So, Spark, these three are going to stay out. And then I'm going to wire twist this one. These will just stay hanging on the harness. This purple white is your reverse camera trigger. So make sure that when you do your backup camera, you hook up your reverse lights to that wire. That's what will make the camera or the radio auto switch when you're in reverse. If you don't hook that up, you might be able to hit the camera button to view the camera, but it won't auto switch. So just make sure to hook that up. Okay. So I'm going to take them out now. And then I'm going to keep taping down. I'm going to ask this guy if he found the link, so I'm just going to keep taping. All right, sorry about that. I'm back.
Yes, sir. What do I just need to call you back with and give you the link? The only thing just is Android Car Audio.
Yeah, they usually don't have brands. Yeah, so if you call me back, just text the link to the number that you just called, and I'll get the text message, and I can look for you, and I'll reply via text, or you can call me after you send it. It's up to you.
Is that the 877 number?
Yep.
Okay, I'll text it.
Okay, you got it.
Appreciate it.
No problem. All right, guys. Poor guy, man. Sometimes, like, you got to try to use what your wife got you. So you just got to figure it out. And that's kind of the boat he's in right now. His wife's got him something, and he just needs to figure out how to use it. Because you can't look ungrateful. I mean, she could return it, but who knows? All right, so now this is the steering wheel control connection I was telling you about. So that gets plugged into there for you. And then I'm just going to put a little zip tie right here, clean this up. All right, cool. Then I'm going to hook this up right here. That's for steering wheel control adapter, so that's already plugged in. This is the thing you have to watch. Then hold volume up as you're watching it. These are going to plug into the back of the radio. They're all labeled, so you just go by the label from left, from right. These are the ones that I was telling you about. Oh, hold on. Let me just zip tie this out of the way. This is the parking brake bypass, so you can watch video and access those menus. I don't really think you're going to run into an instance where you need it, but I'd rather you have it and not need it than not have it. Then these are for your camera when you plan to do your camera. This one right here, I'm just going to zip tie in place. I was going to wire twist it in place, but then I realized, like, hey, like, there's no need where you'll ever need to take this off. So just leave it here. It might get a little bit in the way when you go to install it, but just deal with it. All right. So then that's your harness. This plugs into your stereo. These two plug into the car. This plugs into the car. You're going to have one more connector. It's a white connector you're not going to use. The antenna should reach over to the back of the Kenwood stereo. And then that's going to take it. Really, we just got to grab. Let me move these out of the way. Come on. All right, so radio harness, I'm actually going to throw in the radio box so that you don't have to go hunting for it. It doesn't get damaged. And then I'm just going to grab the dash kit. Oh, Miguel, I don't know if you saw or if you left already, but yeah, I'm working on it, man. But this has been on pause for a while. It's just so many things you can do at once. Okay, I need a dash kit. And then we're actually going to reuse a box. So I'll let you watch on the other one because I don't have to bag it over here. And then let me pull up your order to make sure that I'm not forgetting anything. No, that's all you got. Just a radio and the harness is in there. We got our dash kit. Make sure, yep. And then you know what? I am gonna grab something real quick. Where the hell is it? Oh, I don't know where the hell I put it. Sorry. I'm sorry, Spark. I was gonna hook you up with a camera, but I don't know where the camera went. It also wasn't that good a camera. It was a promotional camera. But hey, free camera, but we're gonna get the Kenwood one anyway, so not a big deal. Cool, but everything's in this box. Sorry, the camera's all hazy. I'm gonna put it on the table now. I'm gonna seal it up. It's nice and in there. It's not shaking or anything. Plenty of packing material. And then the UPS man will be here around 4:30, 5 o'clock to pick this bad boy up. And then I'll tell you right now when it'll get there. I'm sorry. All right, cool. Okay, yeah, Miguel. I'll tell you a little bit more about it right after this. How big is this? This is a 13911. Yeah, you weren't kidding, Spark. It's saying Tuesday. Tuesday, 10/7 by 11 p.m. No, you still need to splice for the reverse trigger. No matter what camera you use, you need that wire to go to the radio to make sure it auto switches. Okay. Just waiting on the label. Oh man, I messed up. All right, you're gonna have to forgive me here. I made a mistake. It's not the end of the world. Remember those wires that I told you I was gonna send you? I didn't put them in there, so I'm just gonna cut a slit, throw them in there. Just remember that at the bottom, don't throw them out. It's just wire, so it's not gonna do anything to the wire. But just remember, they're down there. Hold on, they're like mating with the radio. I'm just gonna have to open it. Hold on, I can stuff it this way. Yeah, okay. All right, cool. So I don't have to open it all the way. Make sure I close it real good. All right, do one more. All right, we're good. They're in there. Just remember not to. All right, let's go. Got some bills. Let me grab an amp. All right, so on the amp, what you're gonna have to change is, let me take this out of here so you can clearly see. I actually have to do a 5-channel amp, so I might as well do this thing. But here on the side, right, are the levels. So right now, yours is turned. If I turn fully clockwise, it's maxed out. If I turn fully counterclockwise, it's minimum. Yours is about here, right there. So I'll turn this one again. I'm gonna put this to where your amp configuration is actually, so that you know. Okay. All right. So all of your levels are pointed at this second E currently. Here, 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 all three. What you're gonna do is you're gonna bring them back from that second E to the first E. So just that slight twist that I'm doing right now on all three, and that should be fine for your new radio. If you feel that you're getting to distortion too quickly, then you can turn back a little bit more, but I wouldn't go past the L. So like right now it's pointing at the L. That's the lowest I would go. If you come back this way, it's too low. It's pointing at that. Between the L and the E is a good spot to be. And I know you're like, what the hell? That's barely any movement. That's just how gains are. It's very finicky. So that's where I would put them. And then you can turn these on or off. If you don't want to mess with more settings, leave them on. If you want to get into your audio stuff, turn them off and then go into your radio settings. So that's what I'm going to show you next, is just the radio settings part real quick. So if you go into the screen and then we go in back to the manual, and then let me put this on me. I'll zoom out a little. Okay, and then we scroll up because we passed the part for the audio. Right here, you can get into the high pass, low pass filters and all this stuff. So you're going to click front. Oh, you can't. Can you see? Yeah, you're going to click front. Why does my mouse not show up over it? Oh, it does. Okay, you're going to click front, and then you're going to set the high pass filter to 60 or 80 hertz. This is the only thing you'll change. Then you're going to click rear and do the same thing, and then you click subwoofer and change it. You can mess with these settings if you want. If you don't want to be bothered, then just change the set, leave the high pass filter switches on the amp, and then you don't have to worry about it. Okay. If you have any more questions, Spark, let me know. If not, I'm moving on to my next order. But that will cover that DMX. Oh, where's the thing for? What in the world? Oh, I must put. Yeah, I put it back. All right. Let me pull up my Instagram. Okay. So where's the guy? Miguel, this is what you maybe saw. That's how it would mount in the car. So it takes these two pieces, left and right, and then it clips on and gives you a place to mount this 9-inch screen. The reason why this project hasn't moved forward is just money limitation. So I don't want to be the guy that like tries to crowd fund or crowd launch every project. Oh, this thing's like not focusing on me. So what that means is I don't want to take a bunch of pre-orders and then use that money to like make the product. I want to have the product made and then be able to sell it to you, but I just don't have the money to do that, unfortunately. So to make this mount that you saw is not terribly expensive, but for the ABS mold was around 12K, 13K, and then production of it was another $2,000, so like 15K all in. But I don't have 15K to roll this through, and like to raise 15K, I'd have to sell a bunch of them. Like I guess if I sold the screens together, I could do it. If I sold, let's say I'm gonna sell them for 250. How much is 250 into 15,000? Oh, sorry, 15,000 into 250. So that means I need 60 pre-orders. And then holding $15,000 of other people's money just makes me hella nervous. Like it's just, it's like I would just kill me mentally to know that I owe that much money to different people. So I have a timeline for when I will have the money together to do it, and it's not till May of next year. I know it's a very long time, but we're a very small company. I don't have, $15,000 to just throw around. And I've tried to get financing for it, but right now my personal credit's not the best after the house purchase, and my actual credit lines for my business are very small, so they're not going to be able to cover it. So it's just a matter of time. I'll be better off around that May time period, and then I can, hi mama, I can take care of it. But all right, guys, I will be getting off stream. I will catch you guys tomorrow, and then hopefully I'll have more news for you guys for the